The year is 2013, and the world is dealing with one of the harshest winters in modern history. From a polar vortex hitting North America, to heavy snowstorms in Europe, to record low temperatures in China, homeless people around the globe were suffering, and governments weren't doing anything to help them. Because of this, anonymous users from around the world took it upon themselves to come together to save these unfortunate people from freezing to death. To make things even crazier, Fortune's Anonymous was literally one of the only hopes that these people had to survive the winter. This is the story of how Anonymous did everything in its power to save the homeless, even though governments along the way decided to fight back. This is Operation Safewinter. Before we begin, check out Pezle.store for some insane merch. We just launched Volume 1, and it's absolutely the perfect way to support me in documenting these stories for all of you to enjoy. I, for one, now wear Pezle merch every day, and I personally made sure that the quality of the clothes is top notch. You can use code Pezle for 15% off. Anyway, back to the cold winter of 2013.
Blizzard of 2013, 45 million Americans digging out from the snow. And after hurricane-strength winds drove the storm through, the next system now on the way. Sam Champion on that shortly. But first, here are the pictures tonight. Across a half dozen states, images like this one. This guy is snowblower, almost completely disappearing there in 3 feet of snow. And this, so common today, just trying to get the cars out of it that vanished underneath the white stuff. This one from NASA. 2 giant systems coming together to create this massive blizzard, and just look at the Northeast there, disappearing under a massive storm. The numbers tonight tell the picture. At least 4 people dead, including 1 child. And at the storm's peak, more than 650,000 without power, more than 5,300 flights canceled, countless cars trapped.
This not only affected North America, but also impacted most parts of the Northern Hemisphere. It was clear that people were dying, and something had to be done. Because of this, Anonymous decided that they had to get involved. They couldn't just stand idle while countless amounts of homeless people were out there freezing to death. So on November 7, 2013, Anonymous released a message to the world in an effort to help those in need.
Fellow Anon and citizens of the world, we are proud to announce #OP Safewinter. In this age of consumerism, there is very little love or care about each other. We're here to change that. No longer shall we stand by and watch isolation and fear be spread by the establishment, which is killing and destroying community and lives. We all have a voice, so make yours heard. You are the power, your choice, your life, you are the motivation for justice. Mission of the OP, to highlight the homeless situation in areas throughout world. Build up a resource network for food supply, blankets, clothes, socks, etc. that can be donated. Let's make winter as safe and comfortable for as many people within our reach and beyond. Please share this op with as many people as possible. Work together online or RL. Everyone can help, no matter how small or big the activity. Join us on IRC.
This video also contained a detailed plan for what was now known as Operation Safewinter, or Op Safewinter for short, and Anons around the globe were ready to begin the greatest philanthropy event of all time. The first part of the plan was for Anons to go to their local government buildings and request the total number of homeless people in the area. Once they knew this, they could work with local businesses and charities to ensure that there were enough winter coats, sleeping bags, mittens, and hot meals for everyone. Once that was done, the Anonymous volunteers would then take the supplies and distribute them to the homeless. Since Anonymous was literally a global organization, nearly every big city in the world would have the support they desperately needed. The plan was absolutely perfect, so they got started immediately. Soon after, the movement began spreading everywhere on social media. Anonymous would even create Facebook and Twitter pages to help organize more people for the cause and get the operation trending. Operation Safewinter became so big that it was inescapable, and people would find everything from flyers in every major city to even creations in Minecraft worlds. From the United States to Poland to Brazil to the UK to Canada to Ireland to even Austria, literally every large country around the world partook, which included more than 80 major cities. It was a massive global effort where people from all walks of life were united as one, and instead of just ignoring the local homeless person, they were welcomed in with open arms and hope. This meant so much to the homeless that they even made a man cry tears of joy. But this was only possible due to the countless amounts of people dedicating their time and effort to the cause. One user in particular, known as Jedi, became infamous during the movement because of his all-out devotion to helping lead the operations in the UK. He could even be seen walking the streets, wearing Jedi cloaks, protecting the homeless, and handing out food. This movement was so organized that bigger cities like Nottingham actually made custom vests so that the homeless knew where to go for help. Operation Safewinter was a wild success, so users on Twitter rejoiced in what they had done.
Outstanding. Hashtag OP Safewinter is absolutely keeping humans alive, and damn it, that's awesome.
Don't look the other way. Help the homeless. Hashtag OP Safewinter.
I personally love hashtag OP Safewinter, and the more people who are on board, the more lives that are touched, the better.
Everyone deserves a hug, especially those most in need of one. Hashtag OP Safewinter for those still surviving out there.
Even though Anonymous had saved countless amounts of lives, and homeless people around the globe were now getting the care that they desperately needed, there was still a lot that had to be done. But before we get into that, an Anon took a video of a homeless man, letting the world know how much all of this meant to him.
It's nice that these people take their time out to come and help us. It's just overwhelming me. You know what I mean? It upsets me because people do actually care. I get more care off these than I do my own family. You know, they come round, they'll give you a hug. And do you know how much that means to somebody when you're homeless? It means the world. A lot of people just walk past you and just look down at you and just downgrade you straight away. They don't care about you. But these people come out and give you a helping hand. We wouldn't have nothing at all if it weren't for them. I don't think the government have a care or a say in the world or what happens to us. I mean, I'm sat in my spot right now. This is where I sleep at night. And the police will come and move me on. If it's downgrading enough, just living here. So it's even harder when the police are coming and telling you to move on all the time.
Even though some governments are doing everything they can to help the homeless, this is not the case in some cities. A lot of the time, homeless people are seen by the local government as an eyesore that ruins the city's aesthetic, which in turn makes tourists and small businesses want to go elsewhere. Because of this, many large cities around the world have laws put in place that are specifically targeted at homeless populations, so they are forced to either pay harsh fines, go to jail, or travel elsewhere. This enraged Anonymous, so they used their social media pages to expose local governments who took these anti-homeless actions so that they could protest and wreak havoc upon them.
Florida ordinance makes it illegal for homeless people to use blankets.
Feeding homeless to be banned by Tory-run Westminster Council. Hashtag OP Safewinter.
Sacramento police disrupt homeless feeding, arrest 3 at City Hall meeting.
Michigan program for homeless kids to shut down. Hashtag OP Safewinter.
I even recently made a short on Orlando governments taking down charity organizations that were just trying to feed the homeless. And to top it off, they arrested everyone involved. But things like this would only fuel Anonymous, and it was clear that anti-homeless laws and actions were common around the world. Many users in Anonymous were in disbelief that instead of helping these people get off the street, their tax money was going towards imprisoning them instead. Even places like Nottingham had restrictions. There, homeless people were strictly prohibited from occupying public places to sleep. The police would literally make them move, or they would get arrested. And interestingly enough, the Jedi Anon would actually play a big role in speaking out against this. However, it was clear that many of these systems were set up in a way for homeless people to fail and end up in prison. Because of this, Operation Safewinter became more than just a movement to feed the homeless. They clearly wanted to make a change. So they combined their forces with many other movements, such as Occupy Wall Street and Operation Christmas, to become stronger than ever before. Really, the main thing that Anonymous was after was to rid the world of corporate greed, and to create a planet where all people can live their lives without this needless suffering, which was an outcry to put people before profit. Because of this, there would be protests around the world where Anonymous users fought back against corporate greed and these anti-homeless laws. It was absolute chaos.
If they are out on the streets and they refuse to move and stuff, a lot of people have been arrested. I know there was a group on a roof to try and stop an elderly man from being evicted in Nottingham, and all of them got arrested, and I think it caused a lot of problems. It made people wary of doing those kind of things. Identity, this, that, the other, it doesn't need to be anything. It's the idea of corruption in the system and people collectively coming together to make change.
But Anonymous wouldn't stop there. They even hacked Brazilian government websites and replaced them with pro-Operation Safewinter information. Even though many governments decided to just wait for this movement to die, some government officials agreed that they had to do something. So some cities, like Manchester, had new pushes to create free apartments for the homeless.
The council say the plan is to open this building next month. It is part of an ongoing campaign by the authority to improve services for rough sleepers and homeless people in Manchester. The intention is to increase the number of bed spaces available across the city. The Beach Mount is one of the first empty buildings to become a shelter. The council say the number of people sleeping rough is increasing and something had to be done about it.
We got together with our partners, with the faith groups and the charities, and one of the things we decided quickly to do was look to see if we could open some of our closed buildings to actually make sure that we've got places for people to go so there's no one sleeping rough on the streets through the winter.
Operation Safewinter would continue around the world the following year, and although there weren't as many protests, Anonymous still helped countless amounts of homeless people around the globe. Not only was it successful, but each year they were becoming more and more prepared. They even provided detailed maps on the OP Safewinter website, which included a whole database of food banks, churches, and community centers that Anonymous would use to partner with. It became evident now that the movement wasn't just a one-time thing, but a sustained effort of people around the globe to make the world a better place. The OP Safewinter Twitter account would continue to post thousands of tweets, encouraging people to come together again each year. However, during the next few years, Operation Safewinter, while still operational, began to dwindle. The original Twitter account, which has been the most effective way for anonymous members to organize, ended up getting banned, and without it, Twitter accounts for major cities, which were once rife with activity, went completely silent. Eventually, the website fell as well, taking away the invaluable roadmaps and information. Even though it isn't nearly as popular as it was years ago, #OpSafeWinter still exists to this day and has made a massive impact on the homeless population, saving countless amounts of innocent lives across the globe.